Let's make it Bahamian to be humane.
This message has been brought to you by the Bahamas Humane Society and the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Raven Davis. Thank you so much for tuning in. The Bahamas Tonight is coming your way next.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
First at 11. Cautious optimism of the Bahamas job market from statisticians will delve into the latest data from the National Statistical Institute. Also, the spotlight on Exuma as the rebranding of the island's top resort is expected to generate hundreds more employment opportunities for eager Exumians. We have all the details tonight. And the alleged looting that occurred on the Brooklyn Bridge barge after it ran aground in Bahamian waters, the subject of an investigation that has since netted several arrests. The Bahamas Tonight at 11 starts now.
The Bahamas Tonight at 11, the final word starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Royson Jones. Welcome to the broadcast. We've got some fresh numbers from the Bahamas National Statistical Institute, which is painting a cautiously optimistic picture of what's happening in the local job market. Our Leah Cooper takes the story from here.
According to the Bahamas National Statistical Institute, the labor force now stands at just over 241,000 people. That's a little bump up from last quarter, and participation is holding strong at 76.7%, with men participating at higher rates than women. When it comes to education, most workers, about 59%, have finished secondary school. Another 21% hold a bachelor's degree or higher, but just about 27% say they have no formal qualifications. Now, let's talk jobs, because this is where we see the biggest gains. Employment climbed to more than 218,000 people. That's an increase of almost 4,000 since the last report. The breakdown, about 62% of workers are in the private sector, 20% in government or quasi-government roles, and 12% working for themselves. Unemployment is also taking a dip to just over 22,000 people. That's a drop of more than 3,400. Rates fell for both men and women, and youth unemployment dipped to 20.3% overall. The national unemployment rate now sits at 9.3%, down from 10.8%. At an employability workshop and job fair hosted by the Department of Labor, Public Service Minister the Honorable Pia Glover-Roll says these figures are headed in the right direction.
It's events like this that will help to continue to drive our numbers down. I know there may be some of you here who are unemployed and looking for employment. There may be some of you here who are underemployed and looking for a better opportunity. And then there may be some of you who, we have many persons like this, who are looking for something else to do, additional work. So we hope that today will be, and we are sure that today will be an opportunity for some of you to walk away with what it is that you're looking for.
The BNSI says these second quarter trends show steady improvement across multiple industries, and they're expected to help guide decisions in both the public and private sectors as the job market continues to shift. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Leah Cooper.
Thanks so much, Leah. Sandals, the main economic driver for the Exuma that once employed hundreds of Bahamians, and now hundreds more expected with the rebranding of Exuma's top resort. Fern Carey leads us off with the contract signing.
The $100 million investment by Sandals paves the way for the former Sandals Emerald Bay, an all-inclusive couples resort, to be transformed into Beaches Exuma, a family-focused destination. It will also feature a water park, a kids facility, a championship golf course, and other amenities. This after the Sandals Emerald Bay closed last year to pave the way for the redevelopment project. Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis says the rebranded resort will bring more visitors to Exuma and hundreds of jobs for Bahamians.
The dollars are not the heart of the story. The heart of the story is the people. The contractors who will work, the small businesses that will feel the uplift, the young Exumians will finally have a real pathway into this industry. Independent assessments show that once the resort is fully open, it will support more than 1,500 jobs each year and attract tens of thousands of visitors. 1,500 because of the indirect employment that flows from that opening as well. That means more money circulating in Exuma's economy, more opportunities for families, and more strength across the family islands.
Construction is set to begin in the second quarter of 2026.
We've done a lot of the development work already. The Sandals Design Studio has been working. We're going to put finishing touches on it now that we have a scope of works identified, and we will go to tender in Q1 with the hopes to start mobilization for construction in Q2 2026.
Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation and Exuma MP, Deputy Prime Minister the Honorable Chester Cooper, lauded Sandals for deepening its partnership with the Bahamas. He indicated that Sandals has invested more than $230 million in the country, with the Emerald Bay property generating more than $34 million annually in economic activity.
We have a great partnership in terms of attracting airlift, various strategic initiatives around the world. 2 days ago, I was in New York at a mission for tourism and travel. And of course, Sandals was represented proudly, partnering with us and sharing the message of the wonders of the Bahamas. Of course, we look forward to this ongoing partnership.
Sandals has also agreed to partnership with the Ellen Coakley High School for a paid training program for students. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Fern Carey.
More good news for Exuma. Thanks so much, Fern. Meanwhile, Long Island residents will soon benefit from a new international airport terminal in Deadman's Key. The government signed a $10 million contract with Long Island company Pressure Construction Friday for the work to begin. Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis noted that the agreement will modernize the airport terminal as Long Island has been growing faster than the current airport that serves it.
A project that has been talked about for years, needed for years, and now at last is being built. Long Island has been growing faster than the airport that it serves, or the airport that serves it. Foreign air arrivals have climbed more than 26% compared to 2019. Visitors keep coming. The island's rental market keeps expanding. Its reputation keeps spreading. Long Island is ready to rise. The only thing missing has been the gateway that matches its potential.
Works Minister the Honorable Clay Sweeting and President of Pressure Construction Company Robert Wells provided more insight on the project, which is set to be completed within 18 months with work beginning immediately.
The new terminal will be constructed by Pressure Construction Limited, Mr. Robert Wells, at a cost of $10,939,035. Mr. Wells, a proud Long Islander, who you heard today, said that nobody thought this day would ever come. Well, here we are. And this terminal will house key government agencies like Customs, Immigration, and the Royal Bahamas Police Force, providing a more seamless experience for travelers and greater integration for Long Island.
We're looking forward to giving a project that's going to be on time, on budget, and something that all of us Long Islanders can be proud of. My early years in life, I grew up in Grays. I fully believe in Long Island, and they definitely have someone at the table that's going to have their interests at heart.
Meantime, the tourism minister believes that out of the ashes from Sunday's devastating fire that destroyed several businesses at the popular fish fry will come something even greater. Speaking to ZNS News in New York City early this week, Deputy Prime Minister the Honorable Chester Cooper expressed concern for the businesses lost and the nearly 100 employees whose livelihoods have been disrupted, while speaking to the future for Arawak Key.
We've had a preliminary meeting with the ministry responsible, that's agriculture. Of course, we cannot do this without the Ministry of Works. And most of the guests to Arawak Key are tourists. And therefore, tourism will have a say. But the vendors ultimately, in a collaborative way, will determine, along with the government and the other stakeholders, how we build back something that's even better than we had before.
DPM Cooper also assured that the government, through its various agencies, will assist those impacted. And while he says the government will be involved in rebuilding the site, this process will be one of collaboration, ensuring operators at Arawa Key are fully involved.
The government will provide some support to be determined over the next few weeks, and hopefully we will see an Arawa Key that we all will continue to be proud of. That will continue to generate economic activity, and that will continue to be a draw for tourists.
2 Abaconians charged with stealing $500,000 worth of goods, the property of the Brooklyn Bridge barge. Darren Lightbourne and Farrell McIntosh pleaded not guilty to stealing washing machines, dryers, engines, and electronics from that barge that ran aground in Abaco more than a week ago. A third man, Mosel Smith, pleaded not guilty to the charge of receiving. The trio appeared before Assistant Chief Magistrate Ancella Evans at the Marsh Harbor Magistrates Court in Abaco. Bail was set at $30,000 each for Lightbourne and McIntosh, and $7,000 respectively for Smith. They returned to court on January 21st, 2026. Meantime, the Bahamas Defense Force is moving into a new phase of development, breaking ground on a multi-million-dollar warehouse project, as officials also unveiled major plans to transform the long-abandoned hotel structure near the base into essential infrastructure for the force. Matea Stewart has more on this.
The Royal Bahamas Defense Force broke ground yesterday on its new state-of-the-art warehouse, a major step towards modernizing operations. Officials say that the facility will improve storage, boost readiness, and support daily logistics.
This metal frame building will feature concrete block construction at the lower level and metal sheeting on the upper floor with impact-resistant glass windows and steel exterior doors, built to withstand our challenging hurricane environment. Inside, this facility will house critical operational spaces. The base supply officer and supporting staff will have dedicated spaces complemented by a meeting room and a staff lounge with kitchenette, which they won't have to mop in heavy rain.
According to Honorable Wayne Monroe, the contract for the project was signed 2 months ago at a cost of $3.17 million between the Ministry of National Security and Pyramid Construction. Following that announcement, Commodore Floyd Moxey shared his excitement about what the new facility will mean for the force moving forward.
This warehouse will allow us to move supplies and equipment faster, improve accountability, and enhance readiness across departments. The building will provide modern storage areas, upgraded office spaces, and accommodation that better support our men and women on duty. It represents a clear investment in the future of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force and in the capability of every Marine who serves.
Continuing construction, officials confirmed plans to implode the unfinished hotel structure near the base. The site is expected to make way for a water treatment plant, sewage treatment plant, parking lot, and, if needed, an office complex. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Matea Stewart.
Thanks so much, Matea. Still to come, Zonta's 16 days of activism underway for an important issue. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight at 11. More news in just a moment.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Wait, what you grabbing all these pizzas, boy?
Wait, Marcos, wait. We have a special on all the large one topping pizzas, wait.
Pineapple.
All.
Barbecue.
All. Hey, that included, but.
I need the $10 special place.
How many of them would you like?
20 in it. Thank you so much, man. $10, that's it. The Marcos got that deal, boy.
Well, I worked hard every single day, from primary school into secondary school. My name is Darren Pickstock. Well, I started to work at Atlantis as a space cleaner. Nobody could beat me. I took pride in my job. After that, I went to the UK to study law. I'm very proud of my work in the Senate, my advocacy for suicide prevention, my record in empowering young people, and also food security. I'm the chairman of the Bahamas Agricultural and Industrial Corporation. I believe that it is important for us to feed ourselves, so I see that as a national security issue. The government has done a lot, but the reality is there is a lot more to be done. The cost of living is always increasing, and so to be able to bring down the cost of food will assist people in being able to eat properly. Investing in Bahamians is important, extremely important. It is about opening the door. People just want an opportunity. I am very result-driven, and that is what Golden Isles will see me as.
A courtesy call between Bahamas disaster management officials and United Nations leaders took place in Kingston, Jamaica yesterday as the region continues to respond to the devastation Hurricane Melissa caused to Jamaica. Diane Dorset is in Kingston tonight.
The courtesy visit brought the Bahamas' Minister of State with responsibility for disaster risk management, the Honorable Leon Lundy, together with senior officials from the United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs and the UN Resident Coordinator for the region. The conversation focused on support for Jamaica following Hurricane Melissa and strengthening cooperation across the region.
Making sure that we keep the ties together and making sure that we coordinate together, especially when one of our regional partners, our regional sisters and brothers in Jamaica are hurt. We want to come together as a region and make sure that we deal with their problems that they're having and try to coordinate a lot better with the UN leading that process.
Rogerio Mobilia, the Deputy Regional Director for the United Nations OCHA, says while the courtesy call was brief, it underscored the importance of coordinated regional support.
This is what we need in the Caribbean, where member states come up and help out each other as they face this very difficult time. In the case of Jamaica, with the recent devastation caused by Hurricane Melissa. It's also about bringing resources together and sharing experiences. But ultimately what it is, it's about showing the spirit that whatever happens to each one of the countries in the region, there's also others in the region willing to help out.
Caribbean nations facing more intense storms, UN Resident Coordinator for the region, Dennis Zulu, stressed that shared experiences and shared resources are becoming increasingly important.
It's not about one organization, but every disaster brings us a lesson. It's a collective effort. One organization, one ministry cannot respond to the needs of the response. It requires dialogue, it requires common vision, it requires common coordinated assessment to address the various demands from the people in need.
Officials from both sides say the courtesy call sets the stage for continued collaboration as recovery efforts continue in Jamaica. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Diane Dorset.
Thanks so much, Diane. Plans to demolish the Montgomery shantytown located off Carmichael Road was announced back in September. However, since that action was postponed, residents have raised concerns about potential criminal activity they feel will continue to plague their community. They're hoping that once and for all, the unregulated structures are dismantled. Lloyd Allen shares their story.
Life for residents in the area surrounding the Montgomery shantytown off Cowpen Road still a limbo amidst a postponed demolition. 7-year resident Shakara Brown claims she fears for her and her daughter's safety as they're forced to remain indoors to avoid reportedly sketchy activities in their neighborhood.
It's a bit overwhelming in the back of here. There's a lot of trafficking. There's a lot of persons you've never been seen before. Back and forward movement throughout the neighborhood. There's a lot of stealing going on in the back here as well. Persons, gas tanks, lights, moved, cars, stolen cars in the back here. Every now and again there's police raid. Every other day police raid, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Brown, a Bahamian, claims while there has been constant talk about illegals in that area, there's been no real change.
All we know is that they live in the back here and that they're growing more and more and more and more over the years, and it's a bit disturbing. I would like to see them be removed. I mean, they've been here quite a long time over the period of years, so I don't know.
A September 16th demolition was postponed due to various factors, including logistical issues, funding, security, and contractors not finalized at that time. Building controller at the Ministry of Works, Craig Delancey, has also said conversations were being finalized with the police to ensure all residents had vacated prior to the exercise. To date, more than 550 illegal structures on various islands have been destroyed. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Thanks so much, Lloyd. Amajal Knowles has a look at what's coming up in sports tonight. Amajal?
14 new inductees into the National Sports Hall of Fame. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
Honey barbecue, sweet and spicy on noon. Signature hot, hot wings. What's your flavor? Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken. Ghost pepper wings.
Now available at Popeyes in Nassau.
Our company offers a simple philosophy, open hands. What do open hands mean? If you keep your hands closed, nothing comes in, nothing goes out. If you keep your hands open, a lot of things comes in, a lot of things goes out. We cannot expect to be a successful company without blessing our community and blessing our country.
My good friend and valued client, Dominic Stirrup, approached me following a meeting we had and told me of the idea that he had of feeding 10,000 Bahamians on Thanksgiving.
There was a lot of details to put together, had to figure out how to get it done. But at the end, it was worth it. At the end, it gave me a heart of gratitude to know that our company is reaching out to so many persons.
We invite you on a journey to witness an extraordinary chapter in the story of the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, a tale of compassion, unity, and the true spirit of Thanksgiving.
Welcome to your TGIF Sports, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. Several new inductees into the National Sports Hall of Fame last night. Their legacies forever enshrined for their contributions made to the local sporting community. 14 of them, to be exact, 4 of them posthumously. Recipients, along with their family and friends, honored at a ceremony held at the Breezes Resort. They were presented with their jackets by Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Bullock. New inductees include Arnold Bain, Stephen Bulla Bain, Father Martian Peters, and Joe Billy Rowe for basketball. For track and field, it will be Norbert Elliott and Foster Dorset. Boxers Alvin Sargent and Ernie Barr. In volleyball, inducted would be Laverne Simonet and Dawn Cornish. And Sydney St. Clair and Kim Thompson for cycling. Reverend Dr. Philip McPhee for sailing. And finally, Rex Burnside for powerlifting. Switching gears in basketball news just around the corner over at Bar Mar, their men's championship tipping off last night. Fletcher Lawyer scored 20 points to lead number 1 Purdue to an 80-71 victory over Penny Hardaway's Memphis Tigers. TJ Cox added 18 points for Purdue. In the nightcap, JT Toppin scored 21 to help number 15 Texas Tech hold off Wake Forest 84-83. Toppin, the reigning Big 12 Player of the Year, had 9 rebounds and 4 assists as well. For the Red Raiders, Christian Anderson added 16 points. Now, of course, Purdue and Texas Tech now will meet in tonight's championship game. And to the pitch, University of the Bahamas men's soccer team back in action in the Men's Soccer League with a match against Cavalier FC. UB's forward Kevin Thomas needed 8 minutes to put UB up 1-0 for his first goal of the season. Dylan McAfee gave the goalkeeper no chance when he powered a shot off his left foot into the back of the net in the 33rd minute. Thomas scored again 4 minutes later to put UB up 3-0. Winger Ahmad Smith scored in the 44th minute to put them up 4-0 and put the game out of reach as UB led 4-0 at the half and would cruise to an 11-0 win.
The game was pretty calm. First half, we rushed things. Second half, we had to take it down a bit. We got 11 goals. We could have got more.
I'm not going to lie, Cavaliers, I score a trick against them every year, so I just love to play against them.
And that's been a look at your sports on this Friday. I'm Amajal Knowles. Enjoy your weekend.
In 1953, the United States began using a female name for storms. And by 1978, both male and female names were used to identify northern Pacific storms. This was then adopted in 1979 for storms in the Atlantic Basin. The National Hurricane Center does not control the naming of tropical storms. Instead, there is a strict procedure established by the World's Meteorological Organization for Atlantic hurricanes. There is a list of male and female names which are used on a 6-year rotation. The only time that there is a change is if the storm is so deadly or costly that the future use of its name on a different storm would be inappropriate. These are the names of the storms for the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season: Andrea, Barry, Chantal, Dexter, Aaron, Fernand, Gabrielle, Umberto, Imelda, Jerry, Karen, Lorenzo, Melissa, Nestor, Olga, Pablo, Rebecca, Sebastian, Tanya, Van, Wendy. This public service announcement was brought to you by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas in conjunction with the Disaster Risk Management Authority.
It's time now for a weather check with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening to you on this Friday, Basil.
Good evening. In the tropics, we have relatively nothing happening out there with 9 days remaining in the tropical cyclone season. All indications are that we're not anticipating any development over the next 7 days, but those dry conditions will continue as high pressure continues to produce a lot of subsidence over the central Bahamas. Now, as we take our temperatures around the Fami Valles, Marshall, Abaco, 72 degrees, 69 in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and also in Green Toll Key, Abaco to Berry Island, 76, 79 in Alistown, Bimini, 76 in Harper Island, Rock Sound, Eleuthera, 72 degrees, Otterstown, Cat Island, 73, Black Point, Exuma, Camp Space, St. Andros, 79, 75 in Fresh Creek, Central Andros. Then we pick up a 78 in Georgetown, Exuma, Rum Key and San Salvador, 73 degrees, Ragged Island, 76, and that extends right into Clarence Sound, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Maguana, 78, Ackland, 78, Machitani, Nagua, 80 degrees, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 79 degrees. Forecast tonight. Partly cloudy once again with a low temperature just around 70 degrees. And tomorrow we're looking at mostly sunny with high temperature at 82 degrees. Extended weather forecast. Beautiful weather again through the weekend into the greater part of next week. But come Thursday, we'll see some clouds roll into our forecast. And that's as a result of a little troughing that will move into the area. But temperatures not too bad. The daytime temperatures in the low 80s for the greater part, getting very close to the mid 80s as we head into the early part of next week. But those nighttime temperatures remaining extremely comfortable in the low 70s. Back to you.
More beautiful weather. We cannot complain about that. Well, that's going to do it for the Bahamas tonight at 11. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. Thank you for watching and have a great weekend.
Harold One. I'm Ted Jervis, and this is ZNS.